just admitted to all that drug use.
Aha, yes, it's an aha kind of moment here right now because I have always, as always, some of my favorite folks when the Williams County Community Theater group comes in and they drag them out of the jails and off of the streets and whatever the heck they might be, living in their cars or whatever.
I didn't do it. I was a Napoleon.
It's always fun, and I do have 3 members of the Williams County Community Theater with me today. Courtney Elizabeth, that we just kind of walked across the hall, and she was the hardest one to bring in and get in over here. Denver Henderson, who comes in just because, by gum, we come in and talk Ohio University. And also Jeremy Scott, who I understand is the director of this next production.
That's correct.
And guys, you have a new program coming pretty soon that you're rehearsing right now. So let's start with Jeremy, since he is the director of this whole thing. Jeremy, tell us a little bit about what you guys are working on right now.
Well, what we have, which is opening up on Friday, is called the Red Velvet Cake Wars. Basically, a little summary of it. It revolves around Gaynell Verdine Bodine, who escaped incarceration after driving her minivan into her ex-husband's new girlfriend's double-wide trailer. Part of the condition of her being released is she has to undergo a psychological evaluation. Of course, this has to take place during the middle of the family reunion with all the crazy characters that are part of the family. And then also she makes a bet with her aunt on who can make the best red velvet cake. And she bets her house on it in order to kind of show up her aunt. So it's a funny show. We've got a great cast. They've been working real hard on it, and we're excited to open it up this Friday.
It's a comedy, obviously.
Oh, obviously.
Or it is a true representation of some parts of Northwest Ohio.
A little bit, yeah. There's the crazy characters, just like what you'll meet around here from time to time. That's for sure.
Or maybe if we really are going to be politically correct and keep everybody happy with me right now, we'll say it's in Lower Michigan.
Well, it takes place. It's set in Sweet Gum, Texas.
Okay.
But as a native of Southeast Ohio, I think they just swiped my family's home movies and made a play of it.
Denver Henderson, who's always a fellow Bobcat and one of my favorite guys to bring around here. So it resembled a lot of the things that you saw growing up, Denver? Is that what you're telling me at this point in time?
Yeah.
Denver, an Athens, Ohio guy, so he saw a lot down in East Ohio, that there is a lot of that back in the hills down there.
Oh, definitely. If you go to the city of Athens, it's a wonderful place. It's got the university, but if you travel 5 miles outside of the town, you're basically in the setting for Deliverance.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah. That's the only thing we don't have in the soundtrack to this is the Deliverance theme.
I actually thought about that. The old dueling banjos.
Yep, that was my high school fight song.
I can believe that.
It could be one of the intermission songs.
Yeah, it really could be. But you were right. Anybody that has been down to Southeast Ohio, and I love that area, and I love the place, but you get off on the wrong road down there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And there were times back in OU when we got off on the wrong road and couldn't find our way back home for whatever might have been the reason at that point in time, and we were lost for a bit.
Oh, and scarily lost.
Yes,
because
we were frightened.
some of those hollers, if I may use the vernacular, don't have an exit.
No doubt about that. It's scary down there in some places.
Yes, it is.
But we had fun, and there were normally several of us in the car. Okay. And it was just a matter
of... you're bringing back memories now.
Yeah, it was just a matter of road trips. You'd take a little road trip and you go discovering out around the countryside in your 1968 Mercury, which is what we were driving around, one of those big mafia-looking cars. So we felt like we were pretty safe when we went out that way, but
No, you weren't. You just kept going.
Exactly, you weren't. If I'd have known now what I known then what I know now, I probably would have been afraid. But
yeah.
I was also rather numb at the time, so there were things that were kind of keeping me from seeing the fear and feeling and experiencing
However,
fear at that time.
Joking about it, it's also a very nice place, and the people are pretty decent.
Oh, they are, really. It's a wonderful... I'll tell you what, you can find good people anywhere on this planet, even in the scariest of places. You find some wonderful folks. There's no doubt about that. And then you find quiet people like Courtney sitting over there.
Yes.
Courtney, tell me a little bit about the character you're playing in this comedy that's coming up here this weekend.
Well, I'm Cece Winhand, and I'm your hostess here on Hospitality House. That's who I am. I'm a talk show host on a local cable access television station.
Rather
one
like what she
program.
does here.
Pretty much, you know. I should just keep this accent. I can't stop using it half the time when I'm not.
Really?
I didn't typecast
Yeah.
her at all.
Yeah,
No,
no, not at all.
Theater now mirrors reality, in the course of Courtney Elizabeth here.
Pretty much, but apparently I know how to bake a red velvet cake, and that's not really reality for me. So
There you go.
give me a box and instructions, and I can do it, not from scratch.
But Betty Crocker and you are good friends when it comes to red velvet cake.
Pretty
is that what I'm
much,
hearing?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. And Denver, your character in this
I play Uncle Aubrey Verdine. I am the patriarch of the family.
the patriarch.
Yeah, he's turning 90.
Okay.
He's a little bit of a lech.
Okay.
He has a girlfriend, Mama Doll, who's
Uh-huh.
just as old, and he tells a lot of really bad jokes, which I think maybe you typecast me as well. Is this the secret? You just picked us out for who we
Yeah,
are?
yeah, basically.
Oh.
That's why I handpicked you. I'm like, you got to come out for this show. You got to come out for this show.
That's amazing. Well, the fun part is that you could find people like that up here. Jeremy, is what I'm saying, that you could go out and just go, oh gosh, look at this.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just getting them out on stage. That's the problem. But no, we wound up finding a extremely good cast for this show. Some seasoned veterans. We've got a few newbies as well, and they've come together amazingly well and have put on one heck of a show. I'm very excited. It's the first time I've actually directed a comedy, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, you would think that comedies would be just absolutely a blast, but I know that the effort that goes into them,
Oh yes.
no matter what the production might be, is always difficult. It's always hard work.
Yeah, it's I've done everything from comedies to dramas. Dramas are easy, comedy's hard. It's a lot of timing. It's getting those jokes and doing them at the correct moment, and all of that really makes it the challenge. But this cast, they're, like I said, most of them are seasoned with this kind of work. They've got good comedic timing, which just adds to the laugh factor of this show. It's amazingly funny.
I have Jeremy Scott, Denver Henderson, and Courtney Elizabeth with me right now. Guys, we need to step away for ONN News, but we're talking about the latest production at the Williams County Community Theater that will be happening this weekend, starting this weekend in downtown Bryant. And when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about all the other cast members and all the fun that you guys have been having, and also the times and dates of all the productions that are going to start. You're on the Q, 96.5 FM. And we're back here on the Q 96.5 FM, and I'll tell you, I have guests every now and then where I have to pry things out of them, okay? I mean, I talked to Dave Mason a couple of weeks ago, all right? You think a guy who'd been in the rock and roll industry as long as what Dave has would have a lot of stories and go on and on and on. It was one word here and two words there, and I was fighting for every darn one of them. But then I bring the Williams County Community Theater in here, and I don't have that problem, thank goodness. That's a good thing. With me, Courtney Elizabeth, Denver Henderson, and also Jeremy Scott. And we're talking about the upcoming production here that's coming up this weekend. And it's called the Red Velvet Cake
War.
Yeah.
That's the one that I'm having a hard time. You know, again, red velvet cake is yummy. Okay, red velvet cake is whatever, but red velvet cake war, Denver. How in the world? What starts a war when it comes to red velvet cake?
Well,
Other than, hey, you got my red velvet cake. Boom.
it's a misunderstanding. There's cousin Lemerle, or Aunt Lemerle.
Okay.
She is the typical holier than thou. She considers herself one of the better members of the family, and she is just taunting poor Gaynell to the point where Gaynell decides to bet her that she's going to make a great red velvet cake for Uncle Aubrey's birthday.
Okay. All right.
And Gaynell wants the quilt that her grandmother had, and so she bets her house for the quilt that she will make the best red velvet cake. Now, Lemerle makes the best red velvet cake in Sweet Gum. Mm-hmm. And that's where the war comes in.
Aha.
Lemerle buys all the red food coloring in the town, and
okay. So it becomes a bit of a contentious situation at that point in time, all the way around. And why? They're all family members, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's related to everybody in this small town.
I think I'm the only one that's not a family member.
Newt.
Oh, Newt isn't either. That's right.
And the sheriff.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
All right. Well, I think that opens up the door at this point, Jeremy, for the character list. I mean, who all do we have on stage, and who are playing those characters?
Well, we have Tiffany Day, who plays the lead, which is Gaynell Verdine Bodine. We have
Gaynell Verdine Bodine.
Bodine, that's correct.
I think that's pretty close to Tiffany.
Pretty much, yeah, I think so.
I can see, again, you pulled another person off the street.
Total blind casting on that one.
And then there are her cousins, Jimmy Y, who is played by Crystal Bowers, and she does a superlative job with that. She's the quirky, off-the-wall one of the three of all of them.
Sporting a very sexy unibrow, too.
Yes. So,
is there anything other than a sexy unibrow? Now, come on, let's be honest about this. You know? Sorry, I didn't mean
And silence descends across the studio.
Sorry about that. Did I say that out loud, Denver, as they say? Guys,
Yes, yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Don't give up your day job, buddy.
Jeremy, back to you, Jeremy. Sorry.
And then there is the other cousin, which is Portia Louise
Verdine
Belrose.
Yeah, Belrose.
Verdine Belrose.
known as Peaches.
Known as Peaches. And she is the #1 mortuarial cosmetologist in Sweet Gum. So basically, she makes up the dead people before they get buried. And she's living out of her RV. Her husband left her 7 years ago, and she's kind of the if you want to call her like the Golden Girls-esque, she'd be the Blanche out of the bunch. She's the little more of the wild one out of the cousins. And then there is Aunt Lemerle, who is played by Marcia Bidlack, and she is evil. We could just say, but she's always great. Marcia's probably one of my favorite people to see up on stage. She's just very professional and just fantastic in everything that she does. Then there is also, one of the other cousins would be cousin Purvis. He's a little bit of an eccentric fella. Likes taking pictures of dead relatives and things, so he's fun. I think that's most of the family members. And then there is Newt Blaylock, who is played by Bob McAfee. And he owns Miss Treva's wig and bait shop, so he helps out the girls later on in the show. Angie Campos plays Bitsy, the next door neighbor who's fighting for the affections of one of the neighbors, Burton Purcell. Her and Jimmy Y getting into a bit of an altercation. Then there is Kim Seymour, who plays the German psychologist who's there to evaluate Gaynell. And then we have Colton Narod, who plays Grover, the police officer. Trudy Day, who plays Mama Doll.
That's my main squeeze.
Denver's love interest in the show. And is that everybody?
I would like to mention that Peaches is played by Amber Simmons.
Yes.
And she is one of our new faces to our theater. She's come to our shows before, but she's finally on stage, and we're definitely happy to have her. She's a great addition to our little theater family. She's done a really, really good job.
Yeah.
Yes. Where's she from?
She's from Bryan.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, but she's got a great personality, and she's got great stage presence, and I wish she would have been part of our theater long before she is, but we're
She's been
glad to
friends
have
with
her.
some of us forever.
Yeah. So it's nice to see her finally up on stage. She's been a great addition to the troupe, that's for sure.
How did you talk her into getting up on stage and stuff?
Actually, it was I had just put out something on Facebook saying, "Hey, we're holding auditions for this show. If you're interested, I have scripts for you to read." And she sent me a private message saying, "I've been wanting to. Her daughter's finally old enough that she can kind of stay home by herself during the rehearsals." And so she asked for a script, and she came out and she did fantastic just for a read through, first time on stage, and she wound up getting one of the lead roles because she did so well with it, and I haven't regretted that decision one bit.
Yeah, sounds that way. Sounds like it's a fun cast. Everybody gets along relatively well.
Oh yes.
After you rehearse for as long as what you've rehearsed, there are some tensions, I'm sure, every now and then.
Well, it's a small space.
Yeah,
our theater is not a huge theater, and putting that many bodies in one enclosed amount of cubic footage can cause some problems from time to time, but mostly they've gotten along real well. It is almost like a little bit of a family, I think, between everybody. You have your little tiffs, but in the end you're helping each other out, you love each other, you want everybody to do their best. Sure. And they've been bringing out the best in each other. They've been challenging each other. They've been adding little bits here or there that I didn't even have to tell them to do, which has just made the show even better, and it's going to be a fantastic watch for anybody who comes out to see us.
It sounds that way. I'll tell you what, we got to step away for just a minute, play a little music, pay a couple of bills. When we come back, we'll get back into looking forward to the play that's coming up this weekend and next weekend here in Bryan. It's called the Red Velvet Cake War, of all things. We've had war over cake in my house, but this one sounds even more hilarious than what that one was. Right now, a little music, some commercials. You listen to The Q at 11:32.
Sometimes I think it's more entertaining off stage than on.
had the mic on while we were here. They were harmonizing and the whole works. I've got members, the director and two cast members from the upcoming Williams County Community Theater production that's coming up this weekend called the Red Velvet Cake Wars. Courtney Elizabeth, Denver Henderson, and Jeremy Scott with me right now. Let's go to Denver, because Denver, you play a character, and we've heard the voice from Courtney right now. We know what she sounds like. But you play a very significant role in this play, right?
No, not as big as others. No, I'm actually kind of a minor character.
You're a minor character this time?
Yeah.
But he steals the show.
Doesn't he always steal the show,
Pretty
Courtney?
much.
No, I don't. No,
Yeah, you
come
do.
on. Yes, you do. We know you do.
But Uncle Aubrey sure does.
There you go. Uncle Aubrey is a 90-year-old man. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, I'm about to celebrate my 90th birthday.
And you being considerably younger than that must have some sort of...
What do you mean considerably? I'm a heck of a lot younger than that. Last time I do Funderburg's show.
Yes.
Come in here and get insulted.
There you go. Turn it, man. I just, I've lost one of my favorite guests now, and I know you, Bobcat. Doggone it, he's never...
No, we got to stick together.
Yeah, we do have to stick together. You have got to go through a little bit of a makeup prep for this thing, because
No, he doesn't.
because you're
Wanted new friend.
you're nowhere near 90, okay? So what happens to make Denver Henderson, who is in his 40s,
Yes.
probably,
Yeah.
look like he is double his age and then some?
There is a wig, a beard. Also, he has an oxygen tank, so I have the hose.
Okay.
A lot of makeup, at least on the upper part of my face, and latex to make my hands look old. And
Now,
it's about a 25-minute process.
is there quite a bit of makeup and reconstruction going to the characters here to get them going, or are you the only one?
The interesting
Let's
thing,
go through that.
because the of the venue, we don't use a lot of heavy stage makeup like they do at, say, the Arts and Ed Auditorium, because it shows up just well, and so a little light makeup for the ladies, and so for me, because I'm playing a 90-year-old and I'm nowhere near 90, I want to reiterate that. I do have to have some makeup. But most of my face is obscured by a wig and a beard, which is good for our patrons. They don't want to see a lot of my face.
So a lot of folks may not recognize that it's you. Is that what you're telling me right now?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
It's like you see those apps that can transform you, what you're gonna look like in like 50 years.
Yeah, right.
That's pretty much what Denver.
That's it?
Yeah.
If you...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
What I'm looking forward to is after the show going bar hopping in this outfit and
Yes.
seeing what happens
With your
with the oxygen tent.
yes.
you will now know what it feels like to be Jim Funderburg. Because you, I'm sure, will be the hit of all the blue-haired girls walking around Northwest Ohio. And as I've told numerous friends, you be careful there, because those are my friends, not your friends.
All right, all right.
So you can play with them that night. But,
I wouldn't mind finding a sugar mama in her 60s.
That's funny, and it seems like that's the character. Basically, that is the gentleman that you're playing. That's his attitude on life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's I mean, at 90, he really doesn't have any cares anymore. I mean,
Sure.
but he loves the ladies. He also gives a little bit of advice and wisdom, and he's all in favor of the three ladies that are he likes Gaynell and his other two nieces, and he's rooting for them, and he has a very cantankerous relationship with Lemerle.
Okay.
So-
okay.
And she's your sister, right? That's how.
No,
this
she's
goes.
my niece. I'm great Uncle Aubrey
Oh.
to you
okay.
guys. So she's my niece. She was my brother's daughter, the youngest.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got
There you-
my least favorite. I don't like her.
oh my.
She was named after our grandmother, who was evil.
Everybody has one of those every now and then. There's no doubt about that. Jeremy, who wrote this play? Whose brainchild was this?
It's a collection of three ladies, Jones, Hope, Wooten. We've done a few of their shows in the past, and three of them over the last few years, and they have always been big hits with our audience base. They're all very funny. They're well written. These ladies just do a fantastic job, so we just keep doing their shows.
One of them did write for the Golden Girls.
Really?
One of the trio did.
I'll be darned. Okay, it sounds like it'd have a little feel for that. Listening to you guys and not having seen it yet. So everything starts now on Friday for the public. It opens to the public on Friday.
Yes, it opens up on Friday. 7:30 is when the show starts.
Okay.
You can get tickets by going on our website, mywcct.com, or you can give the theater a phone call.
419-636-6400.
There, he knows that better than me.
I have that memorized.
Yeah, he does have that memorized, doesn't he? Huh?
I've had to say it enough.
You probably have. There's no doubt about that. And it's Friday night, Saturday night. Is
Yes.
there a matinee on Sunday this week?
Not this week.
Okay.
It's just a Friday and Saturday night performance this week, and then next week will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
All the show times are 7:30, except for the Sunday show, which is our matinee show, and that opens up at 2 p.m.
Now, you guys, I'll tell you, you've had great success. I know since I've been around you, it seems like all these shows do sell out. And so it really is imperative for somebody that wants to see this show. If you want to see it on a Friday night or a Saturday night or that Sunday matinee, Courtney, they probably better get on the phone and get a ticket purchased pretty quickly, I would think.
Oh yeah, very very quickly. And I will add, we do have season passes, which you can get for every season. I think they're $40?
Yeah, $40.
$40 for 4 shows, and you basically especially if you know you're gonna come to every show, it saves you money in the long run
Sure.
to just buy that season pass, and they make great gifts too.
Yep, good stocking stuffers and such.
Yeah,
Yes.
they do. Cost of a ticket for just a single show right now?
$12.
$12. So if you go to all 4 of them, there's $8 that you can put in your pocket and go out with Denver and
Yes.
hustle around the bars and nursing homes around Northwest Ohio afterwards. And $8 on a date like that would go a long way.
$8, that's 5 cans of Insure.
There you go. See, that would get you a long way with the.
Well, you just mentioned that you go to a venue where the tickets are $45.
Yes.
And you see one show for $45. Here you're seeing 4 shows for $40.
Isn't that something? And I've heard so many. I've not been to a show, and I apologize. I said I'd be there, and every time there are things that don't work out. But this sounds like a fun one. But everybody that I know that goes to your performances walk away and they say, "Man, this is the best money I've ever spent. What a wonderful night, a great night out, a great date night spot, or just to go out and in this one, I would think get a good laugh because we all need a good
Oh,
laugh."
definitely.
And it's perfect because it's Mother's Day Sunday, so if you haven't gotten anything for your mama, why not take her out for dinner and a show?
Ooh, bring the mothers out to see Uncle Aubrey. I'll give them a gift that keeps on giving.
There you go. Oh my gosh, I don't know that I want to subject them to that. But that should be a whole lot of fun. You guys have a number of thank yous always, Jeremy, that you need to make. First of all, I'm sure all the folks that are working with you, but let's go through those with you guys. So let's say thank you to everybody that we need to say thank you with. And there's 3 of you, and there's a reason for that because obviously in a situation like this one, there's probably a number of folks that have really helped to contribute to this.
Oh, there always are. We always need help with set, any sort of production, advertising, things like that. And there's always a lot of good people that are out there that help us with that. Specifically, we would like to thank Parkview Physician Group. For the last couple of years, they've actually sponsored our entire season, which pays for our royalties and keeps us going and has been making us money over the last couple of years. Denver.
And we'd also like to thank Bard Manufacturing, Main Stops of Northwest Ohio, Bryan Ford Lincoln, Fackler Monument, Northwest State Community College, Solder Manufacturing Company, Solder Woodworking Company, State Bank, and our favorites, WBNO, WQCT Radio.
Hey, there you go. Well, we're happy to be your favorite, man. And the key is we always bring you in and we always talk about how are we going to do something today that will get us thrown off of the air. And we always seem to skirt that somehow, which is appreciative on our end as well.
Oh, I got a couple shows coming up. Oh, boy, I'll be right here seeing if we can push that envelope a little more.
Boy, let's do that. Denver, in your future, because I know you're very active in these, what's next on your agenda as we go down the road?
This Friday and Saturday, I'm holding auditions because I'm directing the Addams Family, the musical, for the Fountain City Festival this summer.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, will this be your first time to direct for the Fountain City Festival?
No, I directed in 2014. I directed Fiddler on the Roof.
Okay. I kind of thought that was, but it wasn't coming to mind. And you know me, one living brain cell.
True OU grad, ladies and gentlemen.
I lost the... You're supposed to go to OU and enhance those brain cells.
No, I went to OU to inhale.
So did I, and unfortunately, I left numerous brain cells down in Athens, Ohio. The good news is I go down and find them every now and then.
Yes, yeah.
You know, and we reconnect and talk about the good old days.
It's an exchange program with me.
It is. I agree. Jeremy, in your future, anything past this one?
As of right now, no, but I know our next show is going to be 39 Steps, which is another comedy, but it's based off of Alfred Hitchcock, basically his entire library of works. And it is balled up into a comedy, which is absolutely hilarious. I had the honor of watching an excerpt of it when we presented at Nationals a couple of years ago, and it's an absolutely hilarious show. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, to get cast in that. Other than that, I've been working on a web series which is based off of DC Comics. I get to play the Riddler, and that's in production right now. So hopefully by the end of the year we'll have some episodes out for everyone to watch.
You look like you'd make a good Riddler. How's that, huh?
I've been playing quite a few villain roles over the last couple of years, ever since Emily's story came out. And
Yeah, if I didn't know him, I would cross the street to avoid him.
I agree.
I'm really not that way in real
No,
life.
he's
I
a great
swear.
he's a great guy.
Yeah. But still, if you see him cross the road, that's all we're saying.
Depends.
Walk on the other side. That's all we can tell you. Courtney, for you, what's next in your career? Anything that you know of already?
Not really, no. Just, yep, my better half is going to be the stage director or stage manager for Denver's upcoming little show.
Good.
So I'll probably be assisting her backstage and what else is there? I might be directing our Christmas show. I haven't decided yet
There you go.
for Williams County, but
Well, we'll just decide right here for you.
Yeah, I think that's
it
a
all
commitment.
depends on my future for next for the fall.
I believe that's a commitment from my side. I'm putting that down. I'll second that one. I think she's already stepped forward on that one, Denver, and we'll mark
Hey,
it
if
down.
you direct, I'll break tradition and actually audition for a Christmas show.
Really? Good, because I need some solid, because it's only, 3 parts.
And ladies and gentlemen, the listening public, you heard that, I promised.
And no kids will be involved, Denver. So
Oh,
you're
thank
clear. You're in the
goodness.
clear.
There you go.
I mean, I love them. They're all such special little people.
And then also we are raising money for new theater seating.
There you go.
We have made a lot of headway on that. We've got them mostly paid off, but on August 18th, we are going to be having a Broadway night, which is one of our variety nights we have from time to time. There'll be skits, there'll be songs from Broadway musicals and things like that. It's a good time. It's a free will offering. So it's going to cost you even less than our normal shows are.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever you want to plunk down, you can. So
I
it's a
think we're
great
doing
night of
silent
entertainment.
auction?
Yeah, and we usually do a silent auction as well as and our 50-50 drawings and those sort of things. So it's a wonderful evening, and it should hopefully get us to the end of what we need in order to get our new theater seating, because we are in dire needs of that.
Yeah.
And remember, folks, we do have a presence on Facebook. We have a page, so if you're ever interested in what we're doing, just go to Facebook and type in the Williams County Community Theater and see what we're up to.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And I would also like to say, if anyone listening would like to donate any items for our silent auction, just give me a call here at the radio station and let me know.
Wonderful, wonderful. As always, one of the most enjoyable hours I ever have is when you guys put on a new production and you come in and join me here in the queue, and I appreciate all of you. Courtney Elizabeth, Denver Henderson, and Jeremy Scott. It is called the Red Velvet Cake War. It starts this Friday and Saturday, and then again next Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday matinee. And we highly encourage everybody to get their tickets as quick as you can because it will sell out downtown on the square in Bryan. And guys, thanks for coming, and good luck with everything this week.
Thank you,
for
Jim.
having us.
Thank you, Jim.
It's about 5 minutes before the hour. Let's wrap this thing up with a little bit of Queen.